Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to another Data Quality Pro webinar. So today we will be talking about successful tactics for a personal data quality business. And as you can see from the slide on the first page here, this is going to be part one. We've had such a, I guess, phenomenal kind of response to this one. So we've had lots and lots of questions coming in. So we're going to break this up into several parts, and I'll explain a bit more about how we're going to do that shortly. Okay, so what I want you to do, as we're going through this session, just post any questions into your console there, and we'll try and sort of tackle those at the end. And there's also a group that I'm going to talk about in a moment where we could also answer more questions as well. Okay, so the agenda today, we're going to cover probably about sort of 5 or 6 topics really. So the first one I want to talk about is a new business development group we've launched on Data Quality Pro to help you create business success in a small business or large business. The next thing we want to talk about really is why do you really want to go solo? So look at your reasoning behind that, and also looking at the reality. Are you ready for it? We're going to talk about the reality of running your own business as well. Creating your business model. This is where we really start getting into the nuts and bolts of getting your business off the ground, and then we're going to talk about a simple launch blueprint, really looking at taking one particular type of role and explaining how they can launch their own business. And then next steps, some resources and some useful bits of information there for you to digest and get involved with. Okay, so let's get on to the next slide then. So the Business Development Group recently launched on Data Quality Pro. It's obviously free. Everything on Data Quality Pro is free if you come in as a standard professional. The goal really is to create a high-value networking resource and business support resource. Obviously, lots of advice from myself, Richard White, who's kind of like a resident business guru who does a lot of work with us. He's on there as well quite often, and it's an opportunity really to network and showcase propositions that you've got as well. So if you go to the website, it's just on groups, career and business development support, and you can find that there. Okay, so my story, I guess, just to kind of frame this so you kind of see where I've gone and some of the lessons I've learned. I first started Data Quality back in '93. I went freelance a couple of years after that in '95. Done various data quality and kind of management roles since then. But my first proper DQ business, as I call it, outside of freelance, was around 2005. Tried various, loads of different models there, but I spotted a major gap really in the professional social media space after getting a bit frustrated with consulting and travelling up and down the country and being away from home quite a lot. So yeah, we launched Data Migration Pro 2007, then Data Quality Pro followed shortly afterwards. And so I've kind of migrated from data quality consulting to more business coaching, media services, but I still do DQ consulting. But the key for me was really about creating a platform that gives you endless possibilities really. So we're going to talk about how you can replicate some of those techniques for your business as well. Okay, so some of the lessons I've learned along this line is that there's definitely a continuing and growing demand for data quality. So if you're kind of sitting on the fence, trying to figure out whether there's a market for it, there definitely is. We're seeing membership grow hugely every single day. I'm getting constant questions from companies saying which product should we use, who can do this service for us. So we're obviously building out a lot of services on Data Quality Pro to kind of connect the dots there and connect companies who need services to service providers who can help them. Networking relationships are vital. Okay, you've got advantages over bigger companies. If you're a small business, you've got more focus, more speed, often more personality. You can engage more effectively, and sometimes it's easier for you to demonstrate proof of what you can do as well. Professional social engagement. And I'm not too mad on the word social media at times because it kind of implies it's all one-way traffic. It's really about engagement. It's not a fad, and it's how small businesses are succeeding right now. We're going to talk about that later on in the session. The current delivery models, I think, only scratch the surface. We've got the internet now. We recently interviewed Dara O'Brien, who's got a business based in Ireland, but he's servicing clients all over the world. So it just shows you just what can be achieved in this sector. So expect to make mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. It's just part of the process. You just make mistakes, learn, pick yourself up, move on. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I meet a lot of people who are terrified of making mistakes, and that's one of the big lessons you've really got to get over. Just go for it, try different things. Okay, it's very hard work. Don't be under any illusion that you're going to launch a business and become a millionaire overnight. I've been at this game for a few years now, and every day, my working day is 5 in the morning till 8 o'clock at night some days, and you've really got to put in the effort to make your business work. Okay, so first of all, I want to ask you, why do you want to go solo? Okay, so I meet a lot of people who are considering going down this route, and quite often it's a case of, well, they want more money, or they want freedom, independence, some quite fun and excitement, doing something different. A lot of people feel like they don't get the respect that they deserve. They've got to a certain level in their business, in their professional life, and they want to get a bit more respect within the organisations they serve. Some people just want more free time. Some people want a bit of variety in the types of roles they're doing. So the reality is, what I find is that all of these things can be achieved, okay, over time, but certainly in the short term, I think what you're going to find is you're going to have less money. Okay, so you do need a good buffer of cash to get you through at least 6 months. Okay, because you're going to try things, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to be going round and round a few times, doing slightly different sort of business models and realigning some of these things as well. So a couple of questions coming in, people saying, will we get the slides? Yeah, you'll get the slides. This is all going to be available on demand, so if you have to drop out to go back to a meeting or something like that, we'll be posting this on the website, so don't worry if you're scribbling down some notes. Okay, so yeah, the reality, so less money, you get payment gripes. I'm chasing one company now, who owes quite a bit of money from about 6 months ago. You would not believe how hard it can be sometimes to get paid. Greater independence, yeah, but sometimes greater fear as well. It can be stressful. It can be exciting, but quite often you feel isolated. I'm up here in the middle of England, and some days you can go weeks really without actually meeting anyone if you're running a solo business. It can be more variety, but be wary of this. Quite often people do lots of various types of jobs, but that can possibly mean they've got a vague business model where they're just saying yes to everything, and that's hard to grow your business with that kind of model. But everyone suffers from that at some point. But try and sharpen that business model, and we'll give you some techniques for that in a moment. So what I would say now, when you get off the call, list some of your motivations. Figure out why you want to do this. What attracted you about this webinar, and get all those listed down and speak to people. Speak to myself, other business owners on Data Quality Pro. We're there to help and start to get an accurate view of what the reality really is, because quite often it can be quite different to what you perceived, from launching your own business and reading about starting your own business and the excitement of it. It can be quite different. I say,